Oh, babies, you ain't gonna believe this. It's another exciting news break, a news flash, here on the Coyote News Netrawk. Hell, babies, we rock, they talk. Ah, they most certainly do, and they talk way too much and don't say anything, do they, man? Well, you got the old dream weaver himself, man, Grandpa Coyote, coming to you from the Coyote News Netrawk News Central, babies. With news you can use, the views of your heart. The aliveness coming back inside after taking that dead old carpet ride. It's a lot more fun to have the magic alive carpet ride now, wouldn't you say? Well, it's all coming back to you today. Little by little, babies, it does dribble on in. You boil up from within, actually. Yeah, but a little drip here, a little drop there, drip, drop. Pretty soon you got a wave, pretty soon you got an ocean. Not just a river, not just a stream, but an ocean. A fulfillment of the divine dream, a presence of love so strong it can be denied its presence no more in this reality, you see. That's what it's been all about here, is denial, babies. Programmed, conditioned. Denial. Now, what does it mean when you deny something? You say, that is not an illusion. I see it the way it is, and that's the way it is, etc. Just a firm opinion about life and certain elements within it. Well, shucky-doo. What if the whole life we're living is kind of like a great big old movie set that's constantly changing, and we're constantly rearranging and making new scenes and sets for ourselves to play some dramatic roles in? What if it's more like that? What if our real conscious presence only extends a bit of itself within the heart of humanity here in your personal form of expression? What if your grand soul, well, yeah, it's still fully present there, but not realized in its fully present self now, is it? It's kind of like we're divided between the player and the playee, the piece in the game, and we're the little piece in the game getting pushed around by the elements of the regenerative director, the player from beyond, man, which is inside of our heart, all of us. There's the unity. And then the three, the game, the player, and the playee, man. See, now we're making history, babies, because we're unwinding. Well, to be quite frank with you, the brainwashing that's been done to us ever since that dude over in Romania a few years back touched that magic crystal and started bringing back what? The memories in all of us. See, that projector projects way beyond that little hall of records there. And it's got a few sister pieces around the earth, one of which I think is still in disguise down there in the Grand Canyon area, but not hidden from those who can see it and be it, you see. Got to understand the military in their own stupid way, by trying to keep everything away from people, wound up protecting a lot more than what they thought they were, Joke's always on us, babies, Military's finding great disappointment right now because its time is fulfilled. It's over with, but thank you for guarding the sacred places and keeping everyone away until the time was just right. Thanks for developing all of that crazy-ass technology that's setting us so free. I mean, it won't be long at all, babies, before we just bebop wherever we want to be. No passport, no government, no regulation, because we can fully trust our presence in this reality and let it be as creative as it wants to be. And we give ourselves this gift quite naturally. See, those that thought to hoard it all away from us and then take it off planet and go live in paradise if they on another planet, if they couldn't make it, all slaves out of this one, they go enslave somebody else. Well, that was the nature of the thinking. The news is, well, it don't work that way now, does it? You see, the minute they get into their old spaceship and get ready to fly away, sputter, putter, uh-oh. Hey, I'm sorry, Scotty here, but, Captain, I just can't make her go, man. She says no, and I can't, no matter how many wrenches I twist or circuits I warp, she just ain't going to do it, man. So then the elitist scum, they say, oh, screw it, we'll go hide underground. But guess what? Scum has trouble sinking down. It's meant to rise to the top of the pond, and so the sun can, obliterate it. And then it sinks down after it becomes like fertilizer, turns into the magic dust of, shit at the bottom of the pond, don't you see? But see, we're doing it a little different in this reality. The cycles are a little more clear, dear. Oh, yeah, we've been tuning you in a wee bit here on the Coyote Medicine Show on the Hazy Radio Network. But with this news you can use in the views of your heart, man, well, shoot. You know it's real if I say it. Because I don't play it the way the others do. I'm not a propagandist. I might be a bit of a bullshitter at times, which means a tendency to tell the tale in kind of a emphatic sort of way, but not exaggerated, you see. There's a difference between coyote bullshit and plain old bullshit, and I'll tell you what it is. Coyote bullshit demonstrates the color of life to you, even in the news you can use. Where the other bullshit tells you outright lies and tries to make you believe it's truth by being really exuberant about it and being a great storyteller, see. I understand the difference, and I live it this way because I choose to, because, well, whatever we've lived here, it's large enough you don't have to exaggerate any of it. Sometimes we have to step a little beyond the perspectives we've held here because they ain't necessarily real now, are they, man? It's all in what you feel, that's the deal. And I'm not talking about them soft, skittish, fleetish feelings, you know, the little blush of love you get on when you're like, you know, totally enthralled about another person and you're only 16 and don't know what it's all about yet. Think you do. Stuff like that. Well, see, it's way beyond that. See, this is what's awakening here today on this earth as she turns her way towards her son. So her crown jewel can be in its rightful place, don't you know? And the son can join with her in completion because that's the way she really is. The illusion of sky and earth and the spatial reality is dissolving then. So you got to be ready for some real amazing and eventful changes as your life goes forward on this Mother Earth, on this Wowzer Wednesday. I guarantee you it's going to be a little more wowzer and a little more wowzer and a little more satisfying to each wowzer that comes along. You're going to be singing your heart's song. You're going to feel the contentment of knowing it's no longer wrong. It's making itself right. The assholes and shenanigans have long taken flight, but they didn't go anywhere because we're all even in it. It's only fair that everyone faces it together because we're all one anyway. You know, what does that mean? Joined in the rainbow of life, joined in the energy of love and light, light which is love, which is life, which is living in motion, life in motion, love in motion, etc. Yeah. See, so be prepared for the whole end of a dynamic paradigm that we've lived in. Just, you know, pack your bag and get ready, man, you know, and know that you already poured the water on the wicked witch and everything. Everybody's coming back to life because of it. The spell of brainwashing that's gone on genetically through generations after generation, man, is broken. And so is the chain of the genetics that created it. The warped genetics, I might add, that others are continuing to try to further warp. Make humans into dull little robotic things, the few that they let live. Oh, yeah, right. See, they forgot it's all of us. It ain't just one or two. They forgot that, you know. They got carried away and swept away by the draconian energy of greed, as we call it. It's just an emptiness that can't be filled. Therefore, it will either fill itself, gorge itself, or it will destroy what it wants the most. Because if it can't have it, then nobody else can either. Is it the silliness of a teenager reality? Lived in kind of a reptilian, cold and slithery sort of way, very dense, almost like a stone, but able to move. Got the motion of the ocean inside, and therefore the love of that ocean inside and the life that goes with it, see? So we're warming up the old reptilians so they can see that, well, gee whiz, draconians were wrong all along, man, and so was everybody else too, man. We're all singing the same dang song. It's divine harmony. This was the rock and roll version of it. This was the West Side Story that went east, and then up and then down and then beyond the dimensions, man. Round and round, you know, swirling out now into the full presence of its dynamic creation. You feel that coming from your heart? That's the whirlwind of love coming into motion. It'll become a hurricane, but not a destructive one. One that just lets everything come undone and get itself right side up, and it's a lot of fun to watch from the eye of the storm that you happen to be in. And then this peaceful presence of this eye of the storm spreads on out through the hurricane, which does rearrange everything. And there we are back in the hidden world. You know, the veneer passes away. The hurricane washed away the covering soil that kept our truthful place of being disguised from us. Now earth does not any longer wear the skirt of soil and weather and so forth. It's a different state of being, man. We washed away the ugliness and the fertilizer along with it, gave it back to the ocean to recreate the life in. And baby, together with the light of life, the organics of love, all melted down like that into the basic elements in the oceans of love, nothing but beauty and truth can come forward from our shores now. And that's the shores of our heart in motion. That's the blossoming love. Begins in the ocean, the very ocean of love within our heart. The very place where we compel that ocean into motion through the heart's activity. See, the living demonstration, the proof of who you are, lives inside of you always. It's just a matter of being consciously aware of it, present in it. Happy about it, too, because you can't be present in it any other way, because it is happiness. It's when you see through the bullshit of the life, the exaggerated tales we've lived in, the lies we've been given to live out. And by golly, we've done it. The mirage now dissolves away. The reality has come into play on this very day. In a few hearts' presence, and a few more, then a few more, then a few more. And babies, like I said, the power of this full moon is not to be underestimated. Powerful and dramatic change comes right along with this little seasonal moon, man. It's the beginning of summer, and it ain't no bummer in this 2016. That's a 9, and it's divine. It's like Highway 69, man. You want to take that route every time you get a chance, man. And I'm not being too metaphorical. I'm being real. Join with your lover this life. Practice the delightful act of creation with this life. Allow the mother love to dissolve away your aversions to life and the restrictions you created between yourself and nature because of that. There's the news you can use. You dissolve away the difference between you and what's natural too, but that nature then proves itself to be very, very, very natural, raw and real with you, and loving about it too. Because along with this awakening comes the great shakening, which puts the weapons away. They are no more. There's no need to kill, to eat, to live. We coexist with all of our creation as that creation. We live inside of it. We understand it then. And therefore, there is peace all across the land. And this is the regeneration we're creating right here from the promised land of Colorado, man. The red rose of love high in the Rocky Mountain sky here in south central Colorado, nestled up against these Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Oh my goodness, it was a colorful sunrise this morning. I'm glad you guys were here on the Coyote Medicine Show to live it with us, man. Amazing awakenings taking place all across the face of this earth. It's a landslide, a waterworks, a big wave, a tidal wave, you know, whatever you want to call it. It cannot be stopped. The force of love is with it. And love is our truth. And people in the darkest of places are just shaking their faces right now. They can't believe what's happening to them. The whole God-blessed thing is coming undone. All of it. The political bullshit right along with it, babies. And the militaristic stuff, too. The heart of love comes forward in me, comes forward in you. It affects all these others, too. We're going to have it the way we want it, dears. We're going to work together to resolve it all as a human family. Joined and connected natally from the original woman, the original mother that brought forward life. Yeah, what come first, the chicken or the hen? Well, the hen, maybe. That's where we begin, as she arises from the waters. She is given the gift of creation, of course. How else could she expand herself into that experiential reality? And let it just get completely out of hand. Ooh, just toss that rainbow into the land and see where it goes, man. Let it feel what it will. That's the deal. And it got unreal and beat the hell out of itself a gazillion times over and came back so resiliently every time. Each life reflects this reality. We all have our breaking moment and then our sublime time. And maybe it'll go in sections and you'll have several breaking moments. But when you're broke, you're back together because you recognize the brokenness. Finally, you're no longer in denial. You let go of life's trial and accepted its triumph. And have agreed now to live in your heart's presence, the conscious presence of Mother Love creation and the Father Love too, inside of you forevermore. That's how we even the score here on the Coyote News Netrawk. The views you can use because they come right from your heart, babies. Ooh, thank you for being this living work of art that you are. The Hazy Radio Network, proud to be part of the Coyote Dynasty, eh? Or we're part of the Hazy Dynasty, I should say. It's a dynasty we share because it's made of the heart. HazyRadio.com, we got it on, baby. Now so do you. How about that, eh? Ooh, that's a love attack. Darlings, here we go, turning that page on the Hazy Radio Network with your host, Grandpa Coyote and Bob Seeger, helping you take flight, get it just right. Let your heart soar, let your heart sail, let your life be lived, be feeling in it, let it be real, let it be right, let it be rocking, babies, and roll with it too, and just know that no matter what you've done, it's here for you. And you've done it for everyone else too, baby. You've served in some hard places to save others from it, and you know it. Now you can show it. By allowing yourself to be the sweet love that you always wanted to be. By caving in and giving up the fear that says they're going to rape me, they're going to rip me to shreds, etc. And being alive inside of your hide. And knowing that you've come here for the ride, and you've taken that ride. You paid your toke. You got through it. Now you can get to it. Get off the ride and flow with life forevermore. The ride was worthy of you, and you were worthy of it, man. It's one of the wildest amusement parks ever built in the entirety of creation. And boy, did we ever live it up. And here's to living it up. Inside of this sensational place in the amusement park of love. Earth. The final frontier. The heart of which is held very, very near and dear inside of each one of us. Here's to our mother land, our mother sea, our mother atmosphere, and our mother and sun coming clear. Ooh, baby's right here. It's a Wowzer Wednesday, didn't we say? Oh, yeah, you got it underway. Salute, baby. I don't know how we ever stayed away from the warmth of organic coffee, roasted by the sun, perfectly done. Oh, my goodness, at least for me, the old cowboy that I am. I used to drink coffee so gritty it would stick to your teeth, and you'd have to pick 'em clean after you got done sipping it, And now I just drink it like, ooh, coffee, Life is kind of like that, too. I've kind of lightened up greatly, The harsher edges, the need for the deeper coffee isn't so deep within me. I like it kind of dark roasted, yeah. But the Mexican beans got just the right light, just the right balance, just the right flavor. If it comes from down there in that chippiest country, you know what I mean? Now, forgive me if I don't know how to pronounce anything. Hey, I got a friend down there. Which means we have a friend down there, owns a little bookshop there. You should stop in and see her, Beth, baby. Ooh, I miss her so. Before she left, she and I sat down under a big tree here in the park and smoked a couple of cigars together. That's probably why they outlawed smoking in the park, 'cause they saw us two reminiscing and puffing down on some wooden tipperillas, some really fine ones from Cuba, man. This lady, she gonna smoke cigars. She gonna smoke a cigar. You know, the one that, well, I won't describe it, but, you know, let's just say it's a virginal tobacco given in the Cuban sort of way. Whew. Wow, and how. And it was fun too, babies, but yeah, just shortly thereafter that year, they passed a law against smoking in the park. I guess they didn't like the smell of that stuff. I loved it, man. Shit tastes good to me. I'm not a cigar person at all. Though I did do them when I was younger, but that's another story, you know. When I was just a kid, I didn't know better, you know. Nothing can beat a good cigarette, you know. 'Cause it's just, satisfying, man. You know, when you can see past your illusions, when you can see past the harmful fear, the fear that something might happen to you, and just live and be okay where you are right now with whatever you're doing right now, and realize there's a blessing in all of it. You know, and smoking might seem like a weird and abject habit to some of you, and I understand that. But for some of us who are a little more spiritual in our applications in life, a little more dedicated than the normal soul would be, let's say, tobacco's come along to help us along the way. It's a gift. It's a blessing. It keeps us somehow, you know, transformed into this reality so we don't give up and just die and go away, you know, because that's the easy way out, and we don't want to do that. We want to take everybody with us and not die this time, you know, just fly out. Fly in, more like, right into the heart, turn the page. Here we go again, on the road again. See, this is what I want to do here at the Koyote Medicine Show on the Hazy Radio Network. Well, it's what we're doing anyway, is firmly establish the peace in this place called Crestonia. Get all of these abject energies settled down here and get them thinking communally and treating each other with a little more respect than they've ever held for each other before. To get them on that communal level where the heart is in motion in everyone and very visible. So the people are living a practical, peaceful reality. For the first time in God knows how long in this history, this mystery of history we've lived, establish that firmly here in this Crestonia, which we're, of course, going about right now. We'll probably complete it up just about the time of Crest Fest. That ought to be one of the biggest love fests if they'll just go along to get along. But they don't have to, man. We can come down there and camp out and do the same thing anyway. However it works, that's the blessing we're going to share, babies. You know, but one way or another, we're going to be there. And we're going to complete this reality while we're at it, see. We get it started here. And we're going to get a big old barge of a bus, and we're going to take it everywhere else. Take this Koyote Medicine Show on the road, but not before we've firmly established a peaceful presence here. Then we've got something to share, and then we can go there, everywhere, and all we will experience is that peaceful presence. This is why we've been given this remote location that's so highly charged in the first place. It's a gift from our own sweet mother, who wanted us to have a place for recovery, for coming back to life, for letting go of the BS and getting on with the best. And so she gave us this Crestonia, as we call it now. It has an ancient history. We'll go into that sometime. But you feel it now. You understand what I'm talking about. There's special little places around this earth where such unity is meant to blossom and begin, which spreads like crazy, and it goes on forever after that. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's the vision I'm seeing as we're going through this Wowzer Wednesday. As we establish that, and then it's publicly demonstrated there at the Crest Fest or some gathering like that, you know, where the people really do understand the nature of partying and party on forevermore. And we lighten up and don't take anything so serious. And we're not delirious, and we're not worried about land values. We're worried about the free expression of love and the full presence of ourself in creation, lovingly so. We're in it for each other, and we recognize that we always are, and that we were sadly mistaken to feel so isolated as to backstab our fellow human beings or shoot at them or kill them in any way. Yet, we went there. We're through with it now. We're establishing the peace in places like this, because we're doing it right now inside of ourselves, aren't we? In other words, unifying these seemingly objectionable energy, so extreme from one another inside. You know, it's not like you got a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other anymore, baby. It's just as a rock and roll reality. And these two have learned to rock together, man. That is transformation. That is real love. This is how the mother would have it. She wanted our children to know less than love. We got it, babies. Mother Mary Jane and I, and you. One big happy family, too. Now, we use this as a metaphorical term, but it's a very real term, too. And that energy of love in Mary Jane is the same as the energy of love in the mother heart of all. And this will help you more clearly define your reality if you allow her to help you to see. Don't overdo it, because she'll just knock you out and then give you good dreams. Which you won't remember, dang, you don't want to do that. You want to live those dreams. So treat her with respect, treat her right. If you indulge, and make sure in a place you're legal. If you need to come here to Colorado, well, there's lots of nice little B&Bs here and little places to shack up in Crestonia and the area surrounding us, you know. It's a little touristy in that way. But not really much in the way of hotels, motels. They just don't exist here, you know. We're kind of remote. But you're welcome to come visit and share a little Mary Jane with us. There's lots of it around here, and it's legal. And you can stop right down to the little store at the beginning of T Road and get your supply on your way in, man. You know, local herb, guaranteed to be really righteous, you know. And babies, just have a good time with us here. Help us establish this peace. Come clear. And it's legal here. You won't be bothered by anyone. You know, you don't want to be obnoxious about it. Because some people are still sensitive, you know. I mean, you have a little bit of everything in a place like this. All kinds of different people with all kinds of different opinions about how way things ought to be. So even in a place like this where marijuana is like accepted as the the source of the essence of the locality. I mean, it's the social thing to do. It's the spiritual thing to do, etc. And a lot of our economy depends on it, you know. And it's just a matter of helping these other folks that don't see that as necessarily a good thing to understand. It's medicine for the heart and soul of the people, and that some people indeed have a need for it. But they'll become far more socially adjusted if you allow them to have their Mary Jane than if they went to the psychiatrist for 100 years and took all the magic pills the dude or dudette could give them. You know what I mean? Settle them back down into life and be real, man. This is what Mary Jane's all about. It's about what you feel. And when you start to feel that feeling as a part of creation, not separate from it, not something just as a personal thing, but a personal thing in everything, then you're starting to catch on. You're moving into your true presence, or it's moving into you. The realms are becoming undivided. The player and the playee are set free to be what they fully and presently are, and to combine the realities into the most pleasant expression of divine heaven there could ever be, or whatever you want to call it. Nirvana, man, for you, you know, northers up there. What about them Finns, those hardy old Finns? I tell you what, they've done all right, man. You know, you look around this earth and at all our tribes and nations and all the different isolations we've created for yourself. Despite all of that, the collective's had its way in a lot of it, man. And it's amazing to see the heart in motion. When you're kind of looking back and understanding the true nature of this history, the movement of the heart, you know, as you more join with your presence, then you see a true picture before you. And you experience it then, because you have not only can trust it, you have complete faith in it. No, it's even more than that. You live in it. So you don't have to trust or have faith in anything, nor a fleeting belief. No matter how firmly held, they're all fleeting. The moment you die, belief is gone. But reality is there. And see, we had to die to get there before, and then get born out of it again and live in this kind of sleepwalking world, etc., you know. But reality's always there, and in death and life has just been a little cycle, a weave we created and made something called time out of that, you see. But we did this as a collective heart in the intelligence of the mother love that created us all. See, there is that singular intelligence. You feel that? It's united. Right there in the back of your head and all the way up and down your spine, right into your root, right back up your front. And fully present in your chest. And all the way flowing through your legs, down into your tappy little toes, into the presence of the Mother Loving Earth, babies. Oh, God, doesn't she embrace you? With an energetic love. It's like the arms of Mother surrounding you and embracing you and holding you deeply to her heart and letting you feel the soft presence of real creative love for the first time and forever. The full presence of your heart, the Mother love. Yes, indeedy. That's what you've been waiting for, baby. And there you go, another gift from the heart of the universe on the Hazy Radio Network, Grandpa Coyote and friends. Not only keeping you in flight, helping you get it right, as we try to too, man. Yeah, we all coming through, babies. Don't worry. It's cool. We got it. Wowzer Wednesday on the Koyote Medicine Show, don't you know? So hang on, man. The intensity is expanding into a soft glow. Don't you know? And join me again tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. in the mountains for another exciting episode of the rock and roll medicine we call the Koyote Medicine Show. Each and every day, Monday through Friday, on the ever-loving, sweethearted Hazy Radio Network. Yeah, indeed, baby.